Roman Reigns had been gone for months. No music, no tweets, no acknowledgements. The WWE Universe stopped asking when he was coming back. And started wondering if he ever would. Raw rolled on without him. SmackDown crowned new heroes. Champions rose. Rivals burned. But one man didn't forget Roman Reigns. Drew McIntyre. And tonight, that patience finally snapped. The camera opens on a sold-out arena, buzzing but uneasy. Commentary keeps circling the same question without saying it out loud. Where is Roman Reigns? Drew McIntyre's music hits. Not the heroic roar it once was, this is darker now. Slower, heavy, the Scottish warrior steps onto the stage with a dead stare, jaw clenched, eyes locked straight ahead. No sword, no theatrics, just purpose. He walks to the ring like a man marching toward a war he's already accepted he might lose. Drew grabs a microphone. He doesn't shout. That's what makes it terrifying. I've waited long enough. The crowd reacts instantly. Chants ripple through the building, but Drew raises a hand, silencing them with authority. No, listen to me. He paces the ring slowly, every step echoing. Month after month, week after week, I've heard the same excuse. He stops, looks directly into the hard cam. Roman Reigns is healing. A pause. Roman Reigns is resting. Another pause. Roman Reigns is still the tribal chief. Drew smirks, but there's no humor in it. Funny thing is, while Roman Reigns was resting, I was bleeding. Crowd noise rises. While Roman Reigns was healing, I was fighting. Drew's voice hardens. And while Roman Reigns was hiding, I was carrying this company. The arena erupts. Drew leans against the ropes, eyes burning. I fought monsters. I fought legends. I fought men who would gladly break my neck just to stand where I'm standing right now. He straightens up. And I did it without a bloodline. Without backup. Without protection. A beat. So Roman, if you're watching, and I know you are, understand this. Drew steps closer to the camera. I'm done waiting. The crowd explodes as Drew drops the mic and turns toward the ropes like he's about to leave. And then, the lights flicker. Once. Twice. The arena goes silent. Commentary stops mid-sentence. A low, familiar rumble hits the speakers. Not music. A heartbeat. The crowd realizes it before the commentators dare to say it. The heartbeat grows louder. Then, acknowledge me. Roman Reigns' music hits. The place detonates. People jump out of their seats. Phones fly into the air. Some fans scream. Others freeze. Drew McIntyre stops dead in his tracks. Slowly, he turns. The stage fills with smoke. And there he is. Roman Reigns. No championship. No entourage. No bloodline. Just Roman. Dressed in black. Hair pulled back, eyes cold, focused. The tribal chief steps forward, soaking in the reaction, but there's something different. He isn't smiling. He isn't posing. This isn't a celebration. This is a warning. Roman walks to the ring with deliberate steps, never breaking eye contact with Drew. Drew stands his ground, chest heaving, jaw tight, refusing to blink. Roman enters the ring. The two men stand inches apart. No words, just tension thick enough to choke the air out of the building. The crowd chants both names, split down the middle. Roman slowly lifts a microphone. He waits, lets the noise peak, then calmly says, "You done." The simplicity cuts deeper than any insult. Drew laughs under his breath. You disappear for months, and that's all you've got. Roman tilts his head. I didn't disappear. The crowd hushes. I survived. Roman steps closer. And while you were fighting everyone else, I was fighting myself. Drew's smile fades. Roman's voice lowers. You talk about carrying this company. He gestures around the arena. You see this? This exists because of me. Drew snaps back instantly. No, it exists despite you. The crowd roars. Drew points at Roman's chest. You built an empire on fear. On cousins. On interference. Roman doesn't flinch. And you built yours on excuses. That lands. Roman circles Drew slowly like a predator. You had your moment. You had your title. And when the pressure came, you cracked. Drew turns, staying face to face. I lost everything because of you. Roman nods once. Exactly. Suddenly, Drew shoves Roman. The crowd erupts. Roman stumbles back a step, then smiles. A dangerous smile. Roman drops the mic. Drew swings. Roman ducks. Spear attempt. Drew counters into a headbutt. Both men explode into fists. Security floods the ring, referees scrambling as Drew and Roman tear into each other like wild animals. Roman slams Drew into the corner, unloading strikes. Drew fires back with brutal chops, backing Roman up. Roman rebounds. Claymore. Roman barely rolls out of the ring. The crowd loses its mind. Roman stands outside, breathing hard, staring back at Drew with a look that says this is far from over. Drew grabs the ropes and yells. You want to acknowledge me? Earn it. Roman raises a finger. 1. Simple, cold, powerful. The lights dim as Roman backs up the ramp, never turning away. Commentary loses control. This changes everything. The camera closes on Drew McIntyre in the ring, chest rising, eyes burning with purpose. And for the first time in months, Roman Reigns isn't the untouchable champion. He's the hunted king. And Drew McIntyre, he's done being patient. The road ahead isn't about titles anymore. It's about legacy. It's about dominance. It's about who this company truly belongs to. Roman Reigns has returned. And the war has finally begun. The camera fades back in after the commercial break, but the atmosphere hasn't cooled down. If anything, it's worse. Drew McIntyre is still in the ring. Sweat dripping, chest rising, eyes locked on the stage where Roman Reigns disappeared just moments ago. The crowd hasn't sat down. They're buzzing, arguing, chanting, split right down the middle. Commentary keeps repeating the same phrase. Roman Reigns is back, and nothing will ever be the same. Drew finally turns away from the ramp and picks up the microphone he dropped earlier. His hand is shaking, not from fear, but from adrenaline. You see, Drew says, pacing, that's what I'm talking about. He points toward the entrance again. He shows up, stirs the chaos, and leaves. The crowd boos. That's Roman Reigns. Drew stops in the center of the ring. But I'm not letting him walk away this time. The crowd erupts again. Drew raises the mic slowly. Adam Pearce, Triple H, whoever's in charge tonight. He looks straight into the hard cam. I want Roman Reigns. A beat. No excuses. No delays. Another beat. I want him at the biggest stage possible, so the whole world can finally see what happens when Roman Reigns has no shield left. The camera cuts backstage. Adam Pearce stands in his office, arms crossed, jaw tight. He exhales slowly, like a man who already knows how bad this is going to get. That was inevitable, Pearce mutters. Before he can say anything else, the door swings open. Roman Reigns walks in. No music, no drama, just presence. Pearce looks up. Roman doesn't sit. I heard him, Roman says calmly. Pearce nods. I figured you did. Roman steps closer. And you're going to give him what he wants. Pearce shakes his head. You don't just come back and make demands. Roman leans in slightly. I don't make demands. Pearce meets his eyes. I set standards. Silence fills the room. Pearce sighs. You two are combustible. If I put you in the ring right now, this place won't survive. Roman smirks. Good. Pearce straightens up. No, not tonight. Roman's smile fades. But soon, Pearce continues. Very soon. Roman tilts his head. Define, soon. Pearce hesitates, then makes a decision. Royal Rumble. Roman doesn't react. Pearce continues. Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. No bloodline interference. No excuses. One-on-one. Roman finally nods once. Make sure he's ready. Pearce raises an eyebrow. You're the one coming back from months away. Roman turns to leave. I never left. Cut back to the ring. Drew McIntyre is leaning against the ropes when Adam Pearce's voice echoes through the arena. Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns. The crowd explodes before he can finish. At the Royal Rumble, it's official. Drew closes his eyes and exhales slowly. One-on-one. The crowd chants, this is awesome, even though nothing physical is happening. Drew lifts the mic again. Roman, I hope you heard that. He looks straight at the camera. Because at Royal Rumble, there will be nowhere left to hide. The following week on Raw, the tone is different. Roman Reigns' locker room door opens. Inside, the space is empty. No cousins, no advisors, no wise man. Roman sits alone on a bench, hands wrapped, staring at the floor. The camera lingers. For the first time, we see doubt flicker across his face. Then, footsteps. Roman looks up. Seth Rollins stands in the doorway. The crowd watching at home collectively holds its breath. Seth smirks. So, the king returns. Roman stands slowly. What do you want? Seth steps inside. I just wanted to see if it was true. Roman narrows his eyes. See what? Seth leans closer. That without the bloodline, you're just a man. Roman steps forward. And you're still obsessed. Seth laughs. No, I'm entertained. He gestures vaguely. You and Drew, that's not a match. Roman doesn't blink. That's a reckoning. Seth nods. Good luck surviving it. Seth turns to leave. And Roman, Roman stops him with a look. If you lose, there's no coming back from that. Seth exits. Roman remains standing, staring at the door long after it closes. SmackDown. Drew McIntyre is in action, absolutely dismantling his opponent. Every strike is vicious. Every slam carries intent. This isn't about winning anymore, it's about sending a message. After the match, Drew doesn't celebrate. He grabs a mic immediately. You watching now, Roman? The lights flicker. Not fully, just enough to make the crowd gasp. Drew smiles. I didn't think so. He steps closer to the camera. I know you're training. I know you're preparing. Drew's voice lowers. So am I. Suddenly, video footage hits the screen. Roman Reigns training alone. Running steps at dawn. Heavy bag work. Sparring. Sweat pouring. No entourage. No shortcuts. Roman's voice overlays the footage. They think I came back weak. Cut to Roman slamming a heavyweight to the mat. They think time away made me soft. Cut to Roman gasping for breath, pushing himself harder. They forgot who I am. Back to Live Arena. Drew watches the screen, nodding slowly. Good, he mutters. Royal Rumble night arrives. The air feels different. The crowd knows this isn't just another match. Roman Reigns' entrance hits first. No long pause. No theatrics. He walks straight to the ring, eyes forward, focused. Then Drew McIntyre. Sword raised. Fire in his eyes. They stand across from each other as the referee explains the rules. They don't listen. The bell rings. They charge. No feeling out process. Fists. Headbutts. Power moves. Roman. With a Superman punch. Drew answers with a Glasgow kiss. Claymore attempt. Roman counters into a Samoan drop. Both men refuse to stay down. The crowd is deafening. Roman sets up for the spear. Drew counters. Future shock DDT. Near fall. Roman kicks out at 2.5. Drew stares at him in disbelief. Roman slowly rises. They lock eyes. Roman mouths the words. Acknowledge me. Drew roars back. No. Claymore. Spear. Both men collapse. The referee counts. 1, 2. Roman rolls an arm over Drew. 3. The bell rings. Roman Reigns has won. The crowd is stunned. Roman doesn't celebrate. He sits up slowly, breathing heavy, staring at the canvas. Drew rolls to his knees, devastated but defiant. Roman stands, and for a long moment, just looks at Drew. Then, Roman extends his hand. The crowd gasps. Drew looks at it. Long, hard, then slowly. He accepts. The crowd erupts. Roman pulls Drew up. They lock eyes one last time. No words. Just respect. Roman turns and leaves the ring. As he reaches the stage, he stops, and raises one finger. The crowd responds. Roman Reigns walks into the future once more. Not as a protected champion, but as a survivor. And the WWE Universe knows one thing for certain now. The era isn't over, it's evolving, and the next war will be even deadlier.